I'm back, and in this episode of Pop Culture Weekly, it's all about the brand new Prime Video film Hedda, and I've got Nia DaCosta, Tessa Thompson, and more. Let's go!
Welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon from iHeartRadio. Your pop culture news, views, reviews, and celebrity interviews on all the movies, TV, music, and pop culture you crave weekly. Here's Kyle McMahon.
Hello and welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon. I, of course, am Kyle McMahon, and this is the show where you get all of the deep dives into the movies, TV, music, and pop culture moments we're all obsessed with. That's why you're here, right? Today, we're talking about one of the most anticipated new films of the fall, Hedda. It is the latest reimagining of Henrik Ibsen's classic Hedda Gabler, and this version, it's dark, it is elegant, and it is completely electrifying. This version of Hedda comes from the brilliant mind of Nia DaCosta, who I love, and you know from Candyman and The Marvels, and it stars the absolutely incredible Tessa Thompson as the title character, Hedda. So we'll be talking with them later and how they brought this bold vision to life. But first, we've got two of the film's phenomenal co-stars joining us. So let's talk with them, Hoss and Tom Bateman, who play Eileen Loveborg and George Tessman in Hedda. Here they are, Hoss and Tom Bateman.
Thank you both so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Hi, Kyle. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet both of you. First of all, congratulations on the film. Nina, I'd like to start with you. Mm-hmm. Your character is kind of this gender-swapped version of, a very classic character in literature. How did you feel stepping into this kind of reinterpretation of this character?
Well, I knew the material very, very well because back home in Germany, I was on stage as Hedda for several years. And I was as Hedda dealing with all these men around me. And I was having questions about the character Eileen Loveborg. And I always thought that it's such an interesting thing of how we interpret this man, or both of the men, actually. And I was so glad that Nia took this material and just put it upside down by being truthful to it, but kind of just charging up the stakes, but they're much higher, but by this gender reversal, because everything that Eileen goes through and is now Eileen is the struggle is so much more existential all of a sudden, and it becomes so much more existential for the other two women because there is an Eileen, because you kind of see she's not really a role model, but you see there is a possibility to lead another life and to try to not go the easy way. It's not such an easy way that Hedda chooses, but nevertheless, the one that you're comfortable with, maybe more. So that was something I was working on, to just basically look at it from a fresh point of view and create something completely new with Eileen. And that is to be able to do that with such a classic material, which is in the canon, and lots of people know it, and you have the highest respect for the writing and the characters, that you just feel it makes so much sense to do it this way. It was very liberating and freeing. Yeah,
I love that. And Tom, for you, if you could ask Hedda one question about George, what would that be, and what do you think her answer might be?
Why don't you like me, Hedda? God, that's a really good question. I think it's a really good question, because George, at his core, would never think to ask Hedda anything of her opinion, really. He's a man of his time who just believes that his wife is there to serve him effectively in whatever way, that he sees her almost is his property. But should he ever get the opportunity, it really would, because he spends the whole piece trying to work out this woman. He's trying to control this woman, fit her into the mold that he wants her to be in. And when she kicks against that, he just doesn't understand it. George even has a scene with Eileen saying, how do you control this woman? How can you make her do? I don't understand. How do you control a woman like this? What an awful thing to say about the woman that you love and are supposed to respect and admire. How can you control this person? So yeah, I'm not sure, other than, Hedda, what's up? What's up, Hedda?
What's going on?
Well, thank you both so much. I can't wait for everybody to see this. You both are so awesome in it and everything you do. Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
Nina, Hoss and Tom Bateman. You've got to watch Hedda. It is really, really great. It's like riveting. It's creepy in a way. It is about empowerment in other ways. It's very layered, and that's why Nia DaCosta is like the perfect director and creative vision behind it. But I can't wait to hear what you think about it. But we're going to be right back after this quick break, so don't go anywhere, because coming up, Nia DaCosta and star Tessa Thompson join me to talk about creating Hedda and reimagining one of literature's most complex women for a whole new generation. Be back in 60. Welcome back to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon. And we are continuing our deep dive into Hedda with two powerhouses, the visionary Nia DaCosta and the incredible Tessa Thompson. So Nia, of course, you know from Little Woods, The Marvels, Candyman, now Hedda, coming soon 28 years later, The Bone Temple. And Tessa Thompson, who you know from the Creed trilogy, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Men in Black International, Selma, and like I said, the MCU movies, Thor and Avengers and all, where she played Valkyrie, where she plays Valkyrie, I should say. All right, without further ado, here they are, Tessa Thompson and Nia DaCosta.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I love you both. Congratulations on Hedda. Nia, I'd like to start with you. So much of your work has dealt with identity. I was talking to Elvira, Cassandra Peterson.
Obsessed.
Amazing. And we were talking about, the Oscar so white thing, and how you have been a voice, especially in horror, for strong Black characters, strong women. This, I feel, comes across in Hedda as well. Yeah. How has identity been important for you in your films in general, but especially in Hedda?
First of all, what I think you said is that Cassandra Peterson knows who I am, which is crazy. So I don't know. I'm going to move through the day now. That's interesting. Secondly, to answer your question, identity is important to me insofar as I would like to expand the boxes that our identities put us in. I'm really interested in getting into the muck with who we are as people. And, as a Black woman, I know what it's like to grow up being told, like, this is what's expected of you. This is who people think you are. Or people telling me this is who you are because of the body you're in. And I really want to always challenge and expand that, because I really want people to see themselves in my films, and also to feel a freedom to be more than what they're told they can be. So in Hedda especially, that girl doesn't know what's going on sometimes, but she's really, I think she's really searching for freedom, and because of her identity, being a Black woman, a mixed race woman, a queer woman, I think she's really struggling to figure that out in the way I think so many of us are. So seeing her in her way enact her freedom, no matter what that looks like, I think is quite liberating, hopefully, for people watching.
I love that. And Tessa, for you, this is it's a take on kind of a canonical thank you, text, work. Did were you nervous going into that? Did you totally go like, I'm doing my own version of her? How did you, balance that?
Yeah, I was extraordinarily nervous. I was deathly afraid.
I couldn't tell.
I was definitely afraid. But this is kind of not new. Like, I like to be afraid. Like I like to have at least one element of the thing that I'm doing feel like, oh wow, this is something, this is going to be an undertaking. The difference, I think, with something like Hedda and this canonical work is you have such a storied history that's come before you and such a collection of illustrious humans that have taken on the material, and then the material is beastly. The material is like is big. So I felt like the for me, it's requisite to have some energy of like, but I felt that times 1,000 in approaching this. And I think the only way that I knew how to do it was to deal with it head on. So I had never seen Hedda Gabler on stage. I was like, I just have to see every version that I can see so that I can put it to bed, because otherwise I will think the performances will loom so huge for me actually if I don't see them. Like if I'm imagining what Keith Blanchett did, it's going to actually freak me out more than if I just engage with it and look at it. And also I wanted to understand the text. I wanted to be like, why has this text compelled us for centuries? Why does the play work as well as it does? And also because I knew we wanted to make something. We were gonna take it apart, or Nia already had with her script, had taken it apart and put it back together. I kind of wanted to understand the original construction. It's sort of like you have to understand the rules to break them in a way. So I think in my inquiry and looking at all of the past productions, I realized like I was safe because when you take in ideas, you always put it through your funnel. It's always moving through you and your own humanity. So it's gonna be yours. And then B, I think I was supported by this new construction that Nia made, where I was like, we're just making a new beast, and I can be set free. And then also just doing work in other more spontaneous, doing dream work and working with the subconscious, and just like allowing myself to really free up myself so that I wasn't approaching it as academically as maybe I began. And in funny ways, I feel like that tension is sort of the tension in the movie. There's like one part of me that was like very academic and studious, and the other part of me was like, wow, we're just making something fun. And I think that like internal tension actually is what the film, it is the film. So it felt like the right approach for me.
Well, it works. Thank you both so much for this work and all that you do. I love both of your work. I really, really do. And I can't wait for everybody to see Hedda.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Tessa Thompson and Nia DaCosta. Love, love, love them both. And I love Hedda. Like I said, I can't wait till you watch it, because I can't wait to talk about it with you. So once you watch it, Prime Video, hit me up either on socials, email, messages, whatever, carrier pigeon, and let's dive in to this incredible film. That's it for this episode of Pop Culture Weekly. Huge thanks to my guests, Hoss, Tom Bateman, Nia DaCosta, and Tessa Thompson for diving into the world of Hedda with me. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and share it with your fellow pop culture lovers. You can catch Pop Culture Weekly on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, basically wherever you get your normal entertainment fix. Until next time, I'm Kyle McMahon. This is Pop Culture Weekly. I love ya. We out.
Thank you for listening to Pop Culture Weekly. Hear all the latest at popcultureweekly.com.
Hedda, Hedda, you're messing with